How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another episode of What I'm Brewing. I'm super excited to talk about this roaster today because it's a roaster that I'd heard of for a while, but I'd never visited personally, still haven't, and I'd love to go sometime. But it's a coffee roaster in Miami, Florida called Panther Coffee. Now this roaster, as far as I can tell, is basically taken over the city of Miami. It's got like 8 locations or something like that. It's really amazing. They've done very well for themselves. Now I've had coffee in Florida before, but it was in like Tampa and Orlando, Fort Lauderdale. I've had like coffee in Miami one time, and it was a place called Vice City Bean. It was awesome, but that's neither here nor there. This coffee roaster, they've seemed to have done really well for themselves, so I figured I'd give them a shot this week. Now, I am a sucker for Ethiopia and Guatemala as far as regions goes. I just really love what they produce. But I also really like trying things that I don't try often. And there was a Nicaragua that they had that I was super excited to try. A, because I don't really drink from that region very much, but on top of that, I loved the idea of the flavor profiles, because you had, let me see, you got like peach, apricot, strawberry milk. That's a really, that's a very appealing flavor profile for me when it comes to brewing coffee. So I ordered it, and first time brewing, my first impressions were, oh my gosh, the bean density is weirdly light. Like when I was grinding, I felt like I was just like not even doing anything. It was like, oh my gosh, like what is, like these things are just like giving way crazy easily. And so I don't really know if that was, if it's the variety that was used or what, but that was a little bit like, kind of freaks me out for a second if I'm gonna be honest. The next thing that really took me off guard was the saturation rate. Oh my gosh, it was so inclined to be so dark when I brewed it. So like I had to go another 5 clicks on my Comandante just to try to get the flow rate to be a little lighter, because it was just ending up so dark. And it was passing through fine as far as the flow rate, but I was just getting a really dark cup of coffee. And so I needed to scale way back on the coarseness just to be able to, get a cup of coffee that I could actually kind of see through. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, which I'm gonna, because that's the kind of whole point of these videos that I make, is like I don't want to be sold out to anybody. I want to be able to give my opinion. And I'll be honest, I didn't really get the flavors that I was expecting. It was much more caramelly, it was much more chocolatey, nutty, like that, your classic coffee profile. It wasn't really as fruity as I was maybe expecting. And with peach, it's more of a stone fruit, so sometimes those flavors can be implied a lot more as far as just trying to describe a sweetness to it. But when you got like strawberry in there too, it's like, okay, now I think we're getting a little bit bright for what this coffee actually is. Now, sometimes what you can do if a coffee naturally leans towards, being a little more acidic and sweet, or being a little bit more dark and bold, you can try to counteract the intensity by using a different brewing method. So for instance, I tried using a Chemex to kind of counteract the strength of the coffee, but it honestly just made it, I don't know, it just took away more than it added. And so honestly, I just kind of embraced it. Like, this is just gonna be one of those classic cups, and I'm just gonna use a French press primarily for it. And yeah, it wasn't really what I was expecting, but it ended up being really good. The French press was just like a clean classic cup. Yeah, I didn't get as much of the fruity flavors as I was expecting. And because I don't have a lot of Nicaragua, I think I didn't know what to expect as far as like my expectations. But again, it wasn't bad coffee, just wasn't what I was expecting. So I don't really mind. I'm enjoying the cups, and I'm still drinking it, so I really do like it. But yeah, so that's it for this video. And please let me know if there's roasters that you like, that you've had great experiences with, or if you've been to Panther Coffee and you know about them and if you've had a good experience. I love the dialogue that we've been having in the comment section, so please keep it coming. But yeah, that's gonna do it. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're drinking excellent coffee, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.